Hi there, and welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. And today we're going to make a blender barbecue sauce with the Ninja Foodi hot cold blender. And this is in preparation for another video I'm doing on a 360 barbecue chicken meal, so you'll be able to see that real soon. But I wanted to go ahead and show you how quick and easy it is to make a barbecue sauce right in the hot cold blender. So to get started, I have my ingredients already prepped, and I'm not going to go over the amounts exactly because there's a lot of different spices that go into my barbecue sauce blend, and I'm afraid I might get them wrong. So I will definitely be linking to the full recipe below in the video description. So just open up the See More tab and you'll be able to get all of the amounts that I'm using. But I do have one onion here. This is going to make probably about 2 cups of barbecue sauce. So I only need to use 1/4 of an onion. So I'm just going to cut it in half, remove both ends here, peel the paper, and then I'm just going to cut this in half. Just like that. I'm not even gonna dice it up because this is gonna blend it up for us, so it's gonna chop it up. So the first thing I wanna do is go ahead and get my blender turned on. I want it on the cook mode, and I'm gonna go to high. So this is gonna start to heat it up. Now, if you watch my unboxing video for this, you might have seen that I had a really hard time getting the lid on and off. That has completely gone away after a couple of uses. It's super easy to do now. So I just wanted to update you on that. I'm gonna put in about a teaspoon, not too much of olive oil. Then we're gonna go ahead and put our onion in, and I'm just gonna blend it up. I could have done this with the whole cloves of garlic too, but I minced them before I even thought about it. So you could throw in your whole cloves of garlic. Then I'm just gonna use this pulse button here. Just sort of pulse it up a little bit. No worries that it's a little chunkier in some places because at the end we're gonna go ahead and puree the whole sauce so that it's a really smooth and flavorful barbecue sauce. All right, so let's make sure we're still cooking. I'm still getting to know this blender, so if I seem a little cumbersome with it, that's why. I'm just getting to know it myself. All right, so we're gonna let that heat up for just a minute, not too long. And that's gonna start to cook those onions. I'm gonna go ahead and add in my minced garlic, which is about 2 cloves. In fact, it's not about, it was 2 cloves of garlic that I minced up. And we're just gonna leave that alone for a few minutes. So I'll just go over the rest of the ingredients while that just starts to heat up. I have 1/4 cup of sugar. This is white sugar, obviously, and then I have 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Now, if you wanted to avoid the sugars, you certainly can. You could use any kind of sugar substitute that you like to use, or you could change it up for some honey. You know, you could add it in at the end so you can make it without and then add in whatever artificial or regular sweeteners that you prefer. I have 1 can of just regular plain tomato sauce. This is 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And in this bowl, I have 3 different things. I have Worcestershire sauce, I have lemon juice, and soy sauce. All right, so this is starting to heat up here. Let's go ahead and put in our liquids. And that's gonna really get it heating up pretty good. You'll start to see it bubble. So let's go ahead and put in the apple cider vinegar and the soy sauce and all those other things that I mentioned. All right, now let's let it come to a little bit of a boil there. Once that starts to happen, I'll know that the onions are cooking. We'll add in the rest of the ingredients. We're gonna boil it for a few minutes and then I'm gonna puree it and bam, it's done. Your barbecue sauce is made. Okay, so like I said, I'm just getting familiar with the way that the blender works. And I kind of looked over because it was taking a little bit of time and that's not normal. And I looked over and I saw that it was blinking. And that's because anytime that you open up the lid, you have to, again, turn it on so that it stops the blinking. And I'm thinking you might be able to just hit the high button and that's it. So now it's gonna heat up. So now we're gonna start moving along with making our barbecue sauce. Okay, so literally within like 30 seconds, I started to see bubbles. I can hear it cooking. This is happening super, super fast. And that's what I love about the blender. I mean, it does heat up really, really fast. So once this comes into a full boil, what I'm gonna do is add in the sugars and give it a little blend. It also cycles on and off. So like you'll hear it really bubbling quite a bit, and then it'll like kind of cycle off. And I like that because that's a gentler way of cooking. And so I'm seeing it erupt into a full boil here. Steam is being produced. It's looking good. Let's get in our sugars. You know what else I'm going to add in now? I'm going to add in the dry spices. And I'm not going to even go over what's in here because there are a bunch of different ones. But like I said, I will link to those below. All right, so let's put that on. Now, let's pulse it up and then turn it back on high and bring it back up to a boil. I'm super excited about this. I love to make my own barbecue sauce. So to be able to make it like in a small batch really fast is just wonderful. So I'm super excited about this. You can also freeze barbecue sauce. So at the end, if I wanted to put them in individual containers, I could do that. So I could put them in the individual little canning jars. These are 4 ounces, and pop them in the freezer. And then, you know, before you're ready to use them, bring them out and let them thaw. Or you could even thaw them in the Ninja Foodi. You could thaw them under pressure. You could thaw them steaming, whatever you want to do. That would work out perfect. All right, so let's let this, I think we're going to get this done in 5 minutes. I mean, isn't that exciting? It's exciting for me. As soon as this comes to a boil, I'll pretty much know that the sugars have dissolved, and then I'm going to add in the tomato sauce. We're going to give it another blend, and we're going to just warm everything up, and we're done. And here it goes. Starting to boil down in here, but I'm gonna wait until I see some little bubbles on the surface as well. All right, I'm seeing a few bubbles on the surface, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop it and add in my final ingredient, which is the tomato sauce. I wanna get all of this out, so I'm gonna use my little scraper here. And now let's blend this up a little bit. And hit the high button, and we'll bring it back up to a warm temperature. It doesn't even need to boil again. Then I'm gonna give it a taste and see, did those flavors infuse, or do I need to cook it longer? And if I do, I can just leave it on high until it really simmers, or turn it down on low. And then it would really simmer. If it's on high, it's gonna boil. But anyway, we'll just see in a few minutes. So it doesn't look like we're gonna make our 5-minute barbecue sauce, but I could just taste it now and see. Then we have, let's do that. Let's just taste it right now and see what does it taste like, because then we would really be able to say 5-minute barbecue sauce. It smells really good. All right, let's see. Now, as it cools, it will thicken some, but I don't know. That's a pretty good, I mean, it's a little thin. It will thicken. You know what? It needs to boil a little bit. So I'm going to blend it again. It's nice, though. It's nice and spicy. All right. Let's blend it a little bit more. And then let's put it on let's do it on high for about 3 to 5 more minutes. And that's gonna give a chance for everything to really kind of blend together and just distribute all the flavors through. Right now, it's just a little on the acidy side from the tomato sauce. So I think once that cooks down, that's gonna go away. So it's 10-minute barbecue sauce, but that's not bad, is it? No, not at all. So I pulsed it a couple of more times, probably, I guess, around the 7-minute mark. And it is boiling down here, and I'm starting to see, you guys can't see because, of course, there's barbecue sauce all over the place, but it is starting to boil up here. So I feel pretty confident that we are ready to go. So I'm gonna just give it another little pulse. And then I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off. And let's give it another taste and see if that, just that few minutes help. Look at all that steam coming out. I just think it's so much, so much fun when the blender cooks. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy to me and I just love it. All right, let's see. It looks really good. Much better. Much, much, much better. It's spicy though. So I'm gonna cut down on the spices when I write the formal recipe. So then you just take it out and pour it in. Now you can also see it's thicker. All right, that's about good. There's a little bit more in the pitcher there. So what I'm gonna do is make a couple of these jars. So this one I'll just keep in the refrigerator. It will store in the refrigerator for a good amount of time. Definitely several weeks, maybe even a month. And then for these little ones, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill them and I'm gonna freeze them. This is so much easier than making it on the stove top, let me tell you. Or even in the Ninja Foodi. I mean, now I love the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker air crisper, I really do. But something like this, where it's a sauce and you just want to pour it in, I think this is a little bit easier than using a ladle and trying to not make a whole big mess. You can ask my husband, I always make a mess when I'm making a batch of barbecue sauce, and this is much, much better. I still have a little teeny tiny bit left, but you know what? I'm gonna be making some barbecue chicken, so I'm gonna use that up when I make the barbecue chicken. So that's it, guys. 10-minute blender barbecue sauce. This thing's amazing. They'll be available on Amazon after 10/23, October 23rd, 2019. And you can't go wrong with it. The price is right. You can also find them at Kohl's and at Walmart. All right, for the best part, let's get to cleaning it. I'm gonna put in 24 ounces of tap water, 2 little drops of dish detergent, put the lid on, hit the clean button, and it will go through the clean cycle. If you wanna see how that works, you can watch the unboxing video right over there.